Imagine you have a dataset with 10,000 rows, and you need to process every single one. Writing 10,000 lines of code is not an option. That is exactly what loops solve. In this episode, we go line by line through for loops, while loops, and how to control them precisely. A for loop repeats a block of code once for each item in a sequence. The syntax is the keyword for, then a variable name, then the keyword in, then the sequence, then a colon. The variable name you choose holds the current item on each pass through the loop. Here we name it fruit. On the first pass, fruit holds apple and Python prints it. On the second pass, it holds banana. On the third, it holds cherry. The loop ends when it runs out of item. The range function generates a sequence of numbers to loop over. With one argument, range starts at 0 and stops before the number you give it. So range 5 gives you 0 through 4, not 0 through 5. With two arguments, the first is the start and the second is the stop. Range 2 to 6 gives you 2, 3, 4, and 5. With three arguments, the third is the step, which controls how much the number increases on each pass. Range 0 to 10, with the step of 2 gives you every even number from 0 to 8. Sometimes, you need both the position and the value of each item while looping. The enumerate function gives you both at the same time. Wrap your list in enumerate and provide two variable names separated by a comma. The first variable receives the index and the second receives the value. Here, on the first pass, index is 0 and fruit is apple. On the second pass, index is 1 and fruit is banana. This is the standard Python way to loop with an index. A while loop keeps running as long as its condition is true. The syntax is the keyword while, then a condition, then a colon. Python checks the condition before every single pass. Here, we start count at 0. Each pass prints counts and then adds 1 to it. When count reaches 5, the condition count less than 5 becomes false and the loop stops. Notice that we are manually updating count inside the loop. This is essential. If you forget to update the variable, the condition never becomes false and the loop runs forever. An infinite loop happens when the condition of a while loop never becomes false. Here, we remove the line that updates count. Because count never changes, count less than 5 is always true. The loop prints 0 forever and your program freezes. Every while loop must have a clear exit condition. Either the variable inside the condition must change on each pass, or you must use a break statement, which we will cover next. If you ever accidentally run an infinite loop in your terminal, press Ctrl and C at the same time to stop it. The break statement exits a loop immediately. The moment Python hits a break, it stops the loop and moves on to the code after it. Here, we loop through a list of numbers looking for the first even number. We check if each number has a remainder of 0 when divided by 2. When we reach 8, the condition is true. We print the result and break. The loop stops immediately. The numbers 11 and 14 are never visited. The continue statement skips the rest of the current pass and jumps straight to the next one. It does not stop the loop like break does. Here, we loop through 6 numbers. When a number is even, we hit continue. Python skips the print statement for that pass and moves to the next number. When a number is odd, there is no continue, so the print runs. The result is that only the odd numbers are printed: 1, 3, and 5. A nested loop is a loop placed inside another loop. The inner loop runs completely for every single pass of the outer loop. Here, the outer loop goes through 1, 2, and 3. For each of those, the inner loop goes through A, B, and C. So, for row 1, we get 1A, 1B, 1C. Then, for row 2, we get 2A, 2B, 2C, and so on. Nested loops are commonly used in machine learning when working with matrices and grids of data. You are now familiar with repeating actions in Python utilizing for loops and while loops. You have gained an understanding of range, enumerate, break, continue, and nested loops. Please subscribe to access all videos and master Python.